Hello everybody! NVIDIA created a nice dashboard for its DGX Spark. This is Stef from Samayas and welcome to my channel. But is it actually worth it? Well, it's a flashy dashboard that gives you a quick overview of your available system memory and GPU utilization. And under load, that can give a situation of the DGX. It shows you if you need to update part of the software installed in a system, a la Windows Update. I get it that they try to create an easy-to-use user interface for users who are less comfortable starting out in terminal mode on Ubuntu. It's a starting point to be able to stop and start JupyterLab, and from there on you have direct access to the logs. And next to that, it's your main entry point for most of the available docs and forums for the DGX Spark. So, let's dig in. And so, I connected to my DGX Spark locally, and now if you go to Show Apps and you click on DGX Dashboard, well, it opens up the dashboard. Quite simple, right? Now, of course, you could just as easily simply have opened up a browser and typed in http localhost 11,000. Remote connecting on a DGX dashboard is just slightly more complex. I did a previous video on how you can install the NVIDIA Sync, and if you do that, you have a quite easy access point to the DGX dashboard. Now, if I do a simply ping of my DGX, and I've shown it in a previous video where I created locally on my DNS server a redirection to my DGX Spark, so currently the only thing I need to do is to do a ping dgx1.samayas.eu and it responds, and my DGX is live. However, if you haven't done that, the only thing you need to do is to connect first to your DGX, and you can do that locally or remote. And so I did remote, but locally you can simply open up a terminal window and then you simply type hostname CTL, and there it gives you the name of your DGX Spark. Once you have that, from another machine, you can simply ping gx10-3c2c, which was the hostname, .local, and also responds, but this time in IPv6. So that's the first way to access your DGX. Now, if I go to the browser and I simply type http dgx1.samayas.eu 11,000, I get this. And somehow port 11,000 is not available. And of course, the same thing if I try my gx10-3c2c.local, I'm not getting anywhere. Now, since I previously installed the NVIDIA Sync, what is possible is that simply by typing http localhost 11,000, and if you have more than one DGX, it'll be 11,000, 11,001, 2, 3, etc. You can still access it. Without that NVIDIA Sync, well, the only way to use the dashboard is locally on a machine, either through a physical HDMI connection or by using one or another way of remote control. Remote desktop takeover, remote access, etc. Now for the Ubuntu experts among you, I'm sure that with some firewall tweaking we can still easily expose port 11,000 to the entire world, or at least to your internal network. So, when opening up the DGX dashboard, the first thing you see here is prominently your system memory and a flow by minutes, your GPU utilization, and if you're currently not running any heavy load, it'll be very slow. We have access to Junyper Lab, we have a clear sign that our system is out of date, we have an update tab, we have a settings tab, and we have access to the documentation, forum, resources, and since it's an ASUS device, to ASUS. So now let's go to the update settings. And here, after a while, you see everything that is completely out of date on your system. And of course, in the Ubuntu world, things are updated quite fast. So even after a week, you might have loads of things that need to be updated. And this is the easy way to do it. But of course, opening up a terminal mode and having an apt update and upgrade would do exactly the same thing. So let's click on the update button. And then again, it asks you to confirm. and 245 minutes later and your system is updated. And of course, depending on the type of updates he had to do, your system needs to reboot or not. Apparently, in this one, it needs to reboot. And so after the reboot, everything is up to date. And in the DGX dashboard, you also have the Settings tab. And the first option allows you to change the name. And out of the box, when you receive a DGX from whatever brand, the first 4 letters will indicate whether it's an NVIDIA, a Dell, an Asus, etc. And GX10 is specifically Asus. And then the last 4 are something which is random and which is identified by the MAC address of one of the network cards. And you can easily change this to whatever name you want. You simply press update, but of course it is Ubuntu and you can also do that command line. And the second option is to enable or disable telemetry. I chose not to transmit any telemetry, but here you can enable it or disable it or choose to transmit some. That is up to you. And the last big prominent piece on your dashboard is the JupyterLab. And here you can disable it, see the output, but I'll be doing a different video to go into details of what you can do or not with JupyterLab. The first thing that bothers me, however, about the dashboard is that in this age it's still running on HTTP and not on HTTPS. Of course, if it would be running on HTTPS, you would at first sight get a certificate warning. But still. And other than having a visible overview of a GPU and memory utilization, if you really want to start using the DGX Spark, even as a Windows user, and start to master the Linux command style operation in order to do things. The dashboard makes updates easier to discover and trigger, but it doesn't remove the need to understand the underlying Linux apt update and upgrade commands. So, for a first-time Linux user, this might be a fine tool to start out with, but over time, you will sidestep it completely. If you guys enjoy this content, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell sign. Or leave a comment down below.